Hey there, guitar enthusiasts. Ever felt like you're just not cut out for playing the sixth string? Well, buckle up because I'm about to share a mind-blowing revelation that completely changed my guitar journey. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. So picture this. There I was, convinced I had zero talent for guitar. I mean, I'd been trying to learn for months, watching all these advanced YouTube tutorials, thinking I was doing it right. But let me tell you, I couldn't have been more wrong. I was struggling to play even the simplest tunes, and my fingers felt like they were in a constant state of rebellion against the fretboard. It was frustrating, to say the least. But here's where it gets interesting. Just when I was about to throw in the towel and relegate my guitar to a dusty corner of my room, something incredible happened. And let me tell you, it's going to change the way you think about learning guitar forever. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, what could possibly make such a big difference? Well, stick around because I am going to reveal the simple trick that took me from fumbling novice to confident player in just 1 week. Yes, you heard that right, 1 week. But before we dive into that game-changing moment, let me paint you a picture of where I started. Picture a guy sitting in his room, surrounded by guitar tabs, YouTube videos paused on complicated solos, and a growing sense of defeat. That was me, trying to tackle advanced techniques without even knowing how to play basic chords. Talk about putting the cart before the horse. I'd spend hours watching videos of guitar virtuosos, attempting to mimic their lightning-fast fingerwork and complex chord progressions. The result? A cacophony of muted strings and frustrated sighs. I couldn't understand why my fingers wouldn't cooperate, why the music in my head refused to translate to the instrument in my hands. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. My initial excitement had faded into a dull ache of disappointment. I found myself making excuses to avoid practice, the guitar case gathering dust in the corner of my room. It seemed like every time I picked it up, I was reminded of my failure. The dream of strumming along to my favorite songs felt further away than ever. But just when I was ready to admit defeat and list my guitar on eBay, something happened that would change everything. It was a chance encounter with a video that would redefine my entire approach to learning guitar. And trust me, what I discovered is going to blow your mind. Now I know you're eager to find out what this magical solution was, but hang tight for just a moment longer. Because what I am about to share isn't just a quick fix. It is a complete paradigm shift in how we approach learning an instrument. And the best part? It's so simple, you'll wonder why you didn't think of it yourself. So are you ready to discover the secret that turned my guitar journey around? Well, here it is. I stumbled upon a beginner tutorial that suggested focusing on just one song for an entire week. That's right, one song, 7 days. No complicated solos, no advanced techniques, just the basics of a single, simple tune. At first, I was skeptical. How could playing the same song over and over again possibly help? Wouldn't that be boring? But desperate for any glimmer of hope, I decided to give it a shot. And let me tell you, the results were nothing short of miraculous. I chose a simple, 3-chord song. Nothing fancy, just the bare bones of melody and rhythm. And for the next 7 days, that song became my entire guitar world. I practiced the chord transitions over and over, until my fingers started to find their places without conscious thought. I worked on my strumming pattern, feeling the rhythm settle into my bones. Day by day, I could feel something changing. The frustration that had been my constant companion started to fade, replaced by a growing sense of accomplishment. By day 3, I could play through the entire song without stopping. By day 5, I was adding little embellishments, feeling confident enough to experiment. And then, on day 7, something magical happened. I sat down to play, and for the first time since I'd picked up a guitar, the music flowed. My fingers found the chords without hesitation, the rhythm was steady, and the melody sang out clear and true. In that moment, I realized I had done it. I had actually learned to play a song on the guitar. The rush of excitement was indescribable. Suddenly, all those months of struggle made sense. I hadn't been bad at guitar. I had just been approaching it all wrong. By trying to run before I could walk, I had set myself up for failure. But by taking it back to basics, focusing on one simple goal, I had unlocked the key to progress. This revelation changed everything. Armed with my newfound confidence, I approached learning guitar with renewed enthusiasm. I started working through beginner songs, one at a time, giving each the focus and dedication it deserved. And you know what? The progress was astounding. Within a month, I had a repertoire of 5 songs that I could play confidently. 2 months in, and I was learning new chords and techniques with ease. The guitar was no longer an instrument of frustration, but a source of joy and accomplishment. Now I'm not saying this approach will turn you into the next Jimi Hendrix overnight. Learning an instrument takes time, patience, and practice. But what I discovered is that the right approach can make all the difference. By starting at the beginning, mastering the basics, and celebrating small victories, you create a solid foundation for growth. So if you've been struggling with guitar, feeling like you're just not cut out for it, I urge you to give this method a try. Choose one simple song, commit to practicing it for a week, and see what happens. You might just surprise yourself with how much progress you can make. Remember, every guitar legend started somewhere. They all had to learn their first chord, strum their first rhythm, play their first song. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, or in this case, a single chord. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Learning an instrument isn't about instant gratification or overnight success. It's about the journey, the small victories, the gradual building of skill and confidence. So don't be discouraged if you're not shredding solos right out of the gate. Start small, stay focused, and watch as your abilities grow day by day. And hey, if you found this story helpful, why not check out my other videos on guitar tips and tricks? I've got a whole series on beginner-friendly techniques that might just revolutionize your playing. Just click the link in the description below to keep the learning going. Remember, every great guitarist was once a beginner. The only difference between them and you is practice and perseverance. So pick up that guitar, choose your song, and start your week of focused learning. Who knows? This time next week, you might just be playing your first full song. Happy strumming, and I'll see you in the next video.